25th tuko town na tuko kila mahali na hakuna mtu atatuuzia uoga. Hata hao magunzi mnatuma tunawaambia kuje mapema 25th tukutane nao. Raundi hakuna kupembeleza. Tukipigania ukombozi wa nchi na mtu analipwa 500 anakuja, my friend, tutamtuma ushago. Tutapambana. Raundi ya kupembelezi. Sakaja tunakuambia kama ni mwanaume kamili, tuma hao magunzi wako tukutane nao 25th. Kila Mkenya, kila mahali, tokeeni kwa street. Imefika wakati wa kukomboa nchi yetu. Na wakati ni sasa. Na kama si sasa, ni sasa hivi. Na msiogope, tutatokea. Wacha wafanye kwa hataka, lakini tutatoka. Yes. Na mwache kutisha watu. Nimeona wengine wakisema watatoa sijui nini. Sisi hatuogopi na sisi hatuuzi uoga. Na hatununuangi uoga. Bei ya kuuziwa uoga kwetu hakuna kabisa. So tukutane kwa street 25th. William Ruto 25th. We have a date with you. Hakuna mahali pengine. Hivyo tu. Simple. 25th.
Yes. Kuna mpango gani kuhakikisha hamtashiriki wale wezi na wagunza hawataingia katika training?
Mpango ni rahisi sana. Last time wenye walikuja walipewa double kidogo. So tunawajua vizuri, hata ukiangalia gun, hata ukimwangalia sura yake unajua ni gun. Gun kumwangalia tu unajua ni gun. Wamepewa marungu wameshika. 25th tunawaambia Mkenya, mtu yote atakuwa ameshika rungu 25th, huyo ni gun. Mtu yote atakuwa ameshika rungu apambane na yeye, huyo ni gun. So 25th tunasema tunakuja kwa amani. Hatukuji kuharibu mali ya mtu, hatukuji ni kukumbuka wale wenzetu ambao waliuliwa kwa ukombozi wa nchi. So 25th kama mnataka kutubea basi tukutane kwa ground. Kuna swali lingine?
Bana, let us abandon cowardice and whisper no more. Today we speak boldly like men who have swallowed the sun and fear no darkness. This very government had 12 months of uninterrupted grace, an entire revolution of the earth around the sun. They had time, resources, power, and the mandate of the people. And what did they do with it? They mocked us. They laughed in our faces while extending their middle fingers like empires do to peasants. Instead of leadership, they invested in silence. Not by solving problems, but by purchasing the loudest and empty debates amongst us, bought not with gold, but with scraps. They thought that if they could bribe the noisemakers, the storm would come. But how do you silence thunder by buying the wind? Who in their right mind attempts to stitch the anus when the stomach is dancing with violent diarrhea? It will not hold, it will explode. Toginikoro se wing. The wind has blown violently, mercilessly, and now the hidden anus of the chicken is fully exposed, and there is no more shame left to hide. And for those saying that they are now in government, let them hear this loud and clear. Eating 3 meals a day is not development, it is not prosperity, it is not freedom. It is merely the temporary illusion that the fire hasn't reached your house yet. But it is coming, and when it does, may your full stomach not slow you down, and may your feet not leave you behind when the people begin to run.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 countries have expressed their worry and concern about the planned protest tomorrow. While the Gen Zs are trying to mobilize and to group themselves to strategize on how they will handle tomorrow's occasion, the international community are raising concerns. 10 ambassadors, in fact 12 ambassadors, have issued a joint statement addressing their position on tomorrow's Gen Z's protest. Even as the government tries to talk to the citizens to ensure that they observe the rule of law during the demonstration, to ensure that there is peaceful protest, there are echoes of war that will mar the day. Just as I said yesterday that infiltration is expected. Whether you call them the goons, whether you call them the thugs, whether you call them political hooligans, they will enter into that protest. Now, these are the countries which have so far weighed in this conversation. And in a statement which is written, a joint statement by ambassadors and high commissioners in Kenya, I will not read the statement because I am sharing it with you guys. The following are the countries which have spoken. Embassy of the Federal Republic of Germany, Embassy of the Netherlands, the Royal Danish Embassy, Embassy of Ireland, Australian High Commission, Embassy of Switzerland, Embassy of Norway, High Commission of Canada, British High Commission, United States of America, Embassy of Sweden, Embassy of Finland. All have issued a statement which has touched on some of the concerns that were raised during the last year's Gen Z's protest. The human right violation that was observed. The British Broadcasting Corporation, BBC, released a documentary last year which covered most of the unearthed occurrences that took place, how people were killed by the police officers, the sharpshooters and the snipers at the Parliament building. The documentary was titled The Blood Parliament. But it did not see the light of the day because it rubbed shoulder with the government wrongly. And therefore, it had to be killed on its arrival before it was aired in Kenya. But nevertheless, Kenyans had opportunity to watch it for the shortest time it lived. Now, we have seen youths mobilizing, youths have been strategizing. They are promising the government that it will not be a walk in the park. But did we learn something about the last year's protest? What are we going to learn about this year's protest? The Constitution of Kenya, just as I said, has given the authority to the people. That is where the problem lies. It left the government with very little power to exercise. It bestowed the power to the people, as it is written in the Article 1. And Article 37 is giving Kenyans the right to protest, to picket, and to submit and to petition the authorities. Now, once this power has been taken back to the people will exercise the power. And once I talk about the people here, we exempt the authority. And also we know that it is the authority which has the right and the powers to protect the same people, to ensure that there is security to these people. And it is the people who themselves, who are the civilian, who will violate the same right. By doing what? By ensuring that they fight amongst themselves, they counterattack each other, and therefore there will be insecurity at the same time. So the government will chip in to enforce security. And in doing so, there will be casualties. That is the worry of the international community. But how will it happen if the government will not do something about it? The government have the ears, the government have the arms, the government have the eye, and the government have the head. So let the government exercise their right, and let the government do what is necessary to ensure that the peaceful protest proceeds as it was planned. The youths must also cease to be used. If they allow themselves to be corrupted wrongly, then the demonstration or the protest will degenerate and it will bring problem and violence. And once it turns violent, then the government will have to use force, because if they decide to listen, to stay away, and to keep off interfering with this demonstration, then there will be a fight between a brother and a brother. Then what we call the civilian coup can take place. And that's why the government can also sit pretty and watch the protest going on. Therefore, where do we draw the line now? We draw the line if the politicians keep off the event. But if politics enters and takes the center stage in this protest, whether they are politicians from the government side or the opposition side, then this protest will lose its course. This protest will lose the aim, and it will eventually take another turn, which was not the anticipation of the organizers, which was not the expectations of the Kenyans, just as the youths have promised. Thank you, and may God bless you.